I can't even think of a haha funny intro for this video, so I'm just gonna start with a general disclaimer because apparently I didn't make this clear enough in my follow-up to the Dictator Core video. I'm not making this video because I'm trying to cause drama, drag the drama, get views, etc. I make videos because making videos is fun. When I get an excuse to make a commentary video, I take it because I'm a hobbyist, not some first responder. I don't come out of the woodworks to make videos when I believe someone's in serious trouble and needs my help. I just do this for fun. If I ignored every person who said something stupid like the people in my comment sections of some of my videos tell me to, I would not be a commentator because I would have basically nothing to commentate on. Also, stop commenting on my videos saying, I love you MG, but just ignore these people. Talking about stupid fucks on the internet is, again, a hobby, not an addiction. I don't need you to take me to commentary rehab, I'm fine. My videos and community posts aren't made because I'm mad at these people and I can't control my emotions. They're made because, again, it's fun. I'm a very quiet person in real life, so these videos are a way of getting all the yap out of my system. Of course, that doesn't mean my videos are inherently low quality, and that doesn't mean you aren't allowed to criticize me. I still put effort into making my videos knowledgeable and well-informed. If any of you dum-dums misconstrue my words to say that I'm trying to avoid criticism by saying my videos are for fun, there is a bomb in my brain set to explode. With that out of the way, I think I accidentally started a microdrama. Let's talk about it because I like to talk. Also, there are some pretty serious claims being thrown at me, and I do feel the need to address it somehow. And sure, I could just do it with a community post, but hey, making videos is more fun than making community posts, so I'm gonna make a video. Like I said, this is a hobby. So, as you probably know, I made a video on the underground subliminal community. If you haven't watched that video, all you need to know is that it's a community centered around creating YouTube videos that are supposedly able to manifest horrible things happening to yourself or others. Some examples are videos meant to give you mental disorders, videos meant to ruin the lives of people you dislike, videos meant to make you lose a dangerous amount of weight, etc., etc. My video was criticizing the community for being based in pseudoscience, encouraging harmful desires and behaviors, and overall being extremely dangerous. If you're interested in the topic, go check out my video on it, link in the description. One person I discussed in this video was a user named acroskull. Most of the examples I used of underground subliminals were by this person. This person was also a supporter of mine at one point, if them giving me questions for my Q&A video is any indication. Because of that, I decided to address them directly in one part of the video. Here's what I said.
The person who made the majority of the UG subliminals that I've been showing you is actually somebody who I'm pretty sure is a fan of me, because they submitted questions for my birthday Q&A, which means they're probably watching this video. Hi, acroskull. Please stop encouraging people to harm themselves. That's kind of bad.
This has been an official message by your favorite YouTuber, Mushroom Girl. Also, please do not witch hunt or harass acroskull or anyone else mentioned in this video. This has been another official message by your favorite YouTuber, Mushroom Girl. Now, acroskull apparently has a friend named Trickiieye, who I will just be calling Tricky for the rest of the video. Tricky was not very happy about me criticizing her friend. She was so unhappy, in fact, that she made a subliminal specifically to harm me. Let's see what this subliminal is supposed to do to me. This sub harms your desired person and allows you to get revenge by seeing their luck worsen. DP will attract bad luck and negativity. DP will lose opportunities and fame. DP will feel ill more often and may feel anxious. Pain and suffering will follow DP. This will go as far and as painful as you wish and set intents for. You will feel relief once you are done and release your hatred and intents into the world. Now, normally I wouldn't believe any of this, but this subliminal was apparently charged with war water, vinegar, lemons, and pepper flakes, so clearly this is legit. I might be cooked. Then I made a community post. Piece of ice went down my throat. Then I made a community post showcasing this funny situation with the short and sweet caption, "I feel honored," and moved on. Then, Allegedly, Trickiieye put the following message on my straw page, which if you don't know, and yes, this is somewhat relevant, straw page is a website maker where you can have people send you anonymous questions through websites. Point is, this message is technically anonymous. There's no actual account attached. It's signed, but anyone can sign anyone's name. That's not concrete evidence. However, I do believe this was a message made by Trickiieye. Why? Well, for fuck's sake, this bitch made a subliminal to cause, quote, pain and suffering against me. Not only that, they've made previous comments referencing Crow and how I'm apparently targeting their friend, that being a Crow skull.
Why are you dragging Crow into this? She didn't do anything to you.
God forbid I criticize someone for doing something bad.
You targeted her, and just her. The entire video is about my BFF. You didn't even bother finding any other underground subliminal community creator. You just don't like Crow.
You've gotta be stupid, twin. There are multiple other creators in this video.
Nope. The only other creators here are surface subliminals. All the underground subliminals you used are Crows.
Loud and correct buzzer, I also used a underground subliminal by Mikyu. And the rest of this conversation is irrelevant. And by the way, I'm totally right here. The first UG subliminal shown was a subliminal by Mikyu meant to make you dangerously underweight, but that's besides the point. They also made many community posts about me.
Don't speak on communities you don't know. A Crow skull. Look at Mushroom Girl's new video. You're in it.
If you guys were really BFFs, would you not just message them privately to tell them instead of making a community post? Just sounds like attention seeking, I don't know. Never once have I felt the need to publicly notify my friends of something instead of just DMing them privately. Even my less close friends, I still just DM them when I want to tell them something. This is just really weird.
Made a quick targeted sub because I won't stand by and let someone hurt my friend, even if we have had fights. I hope you get what's coming to you, MG.
Well, for your information, my birthday is coming up and I am feeling large amounts of joy and whimsy at the moment. So, yeah, I'm gonna keep living my best life while you mope and sob over some kid on the internet criticizing you for trying to fuck with people's mental health and ruin people's lives. Cry me a fucking river.
Thank you, MG.
You're welcome?
I will always treat you how you treat me or any friends. I will give everyone love and kindness until you hurt me or someone I know. Anybody who thinks ill of me does so because they have hurt me or my friends, and I have done the same back.
I don't have actual evidence that this is targeted towards me, but let's be real here. This is the same shit that dumbass has been spewing, but without the MG name drop. It's obviously about me. I didn't hurt anyone. You're hurting the mentally ill community by making videos meant to make them worse. Me criticizing that isn't harming anything except you and your friends' swollen egos. Also, notice how the only response Crow has made is this one community post, and here you are making dozens trying to defend her. I'd much rather hear this shit from them than from you. You speaking on your friend's behalf doesn't even tell me much about how they actually feel. So I was curious, so I decided to count how many community posts Trickiieye actually made on me at the time of recording this video, and it's 22 in the span of 4 days. Think about that for a second. They had to have made like 5+ community posts a day just to keep up with that. And just for reference, I decided to count how many community posts I made on Shark Hunter, because me and Shark Hunter have been in drama for the past 5 months. And in the span of those 5 months, I made 24 community posts on him. They are close to matching the amount of community posts I've made on Shark Hunter in the span of 5 months in 4 days. That is insane. If that's not obsession, I don't know what is. Also, they keep claiming I have 90,000 subs, and I don't have 90,000 subs. I have 5,000 subs. Please learn to read. The point of showing these community posts is just to show how insane this person's acting. This is the reason why I believe the straw page message was from them. This person isn't a calm, rational critic, they're having an immature crash out. This would not be above them in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, I made a community post about the straw page message, simply saying, who wants to bet that this person's 14 years old max? Then Trickiieye goes on to deny they made this message, which I'm just really not believing. Take my opinion with a grain of salt since, again, there's no actual evidence that this was concretely created by this specific person. But really, who would do something like that? Who would pretend to be this random fucking person I talked about once in a community post? This just isn't making sense to me. She even claimed that I put this message in my own straw page, which... no, I didn't. That's fucking weird. I forgot my straw page Q&A even existed until I remembered recently and went through my gimmicks and saw this message. I hope you guys can trust that I wouldn't do something insane like that. If you really didn't send this, someone else did. Not me. I still think it was you, though. If you didn't act like an insane bitch, maybe I would believe you at your word. You can't do insane shit and get mad when people assume more insane shit that literally has your name on it and has no other reasonable explanation is from you. In another community post, she blames it on a user named Cauldron because they made this comment on my first community post about Trickiieye. First of all, did I do it or did Cauldron do it? Pick one. You can't argue both at the same time. Second of all, this could literally mean anything. They could just be calling you a troll or saying something random, which people do in comment sections for some reason. This is not the gotcha you think it is. Anyway, let's go back to discussing the original community post I made, which I suppose sparked this situation. That's where the next chapter of this drama lies. But before we discuss that, I just want to bring up a few comments Trickiieye made on this post.
You're a lying bish.
Who the hell says bish in 2025? Anyway.
My friend didn't make that card. It's just a community resource. Why did you tell people she made it just to target her?
Now, the friend they're referring to is, of course, a crow skull, and the card they're referring to is the UGSC info card that I responded to in my original video. Now, I'm going to play the whole transition between discussing a crow skull and discussing the card. Pay super close attention to what I say here.
Anyway, while digging through this person's videos, I found a card created to defend the underground subliminal community. So let's take a look, shall we? I'll be skipping the first page because it's irrelevant to what I want to respond to.
Notice how I never said that the card was created by Crow. In fact, you can see in this screenshot from my video displaying the card's front page where it says it was written by someone named Cyber, not Crow. If I was trying to imply that Crow made the card, I wouldn't have shown this front page or would have at least cropped out the name. I'm not stupid. Anyway, now we must discuss another person. Their name is Canned Bugs. I will be calling them Bugs for simplicity's sake. This is where we get into another chapter of this situation and is why we need to backtrack to the original post. It's really disturbing that none of you are taking it seriously that this person seems to be going through some kind of mental health crisis and egging her on. I get that it's presenting in a haha funny way to you guys, but her behavior is not normal and I don't think what you guys are saying here and sending her in her straw page are helping at all. Mushroom Girl, you need to learn to ignore people sometimes or block out names. These statements are gonna become really ironic when we get to the end of this video, but shh, we're not talking about that yet. And honestly, my response to this comment says almost everything that needs to be said. It's not my responsibility to coddle the mental health of someone who's wishing harm upon me. Now, where did I say that? in your fucking comment? It isn't my fault you can't read. Sure, you didn't say those exact words, but the point you were trying to say was that I should give this person a pass on harmful, shitty behavior just because you assume they have a mental health issue. Before we get on to his response, I do want to clarify really quick that I did not actually see the following response until I was literally writing the script for this video, so I had not responded to this response in any way, nor did I read it because I guess I missed it. I don't know if YouTube just didn't show it to me, or if because he sent 2 responses back to back, which you'll see, I only saw the last one and not the first one, because most people don't do that, so I'm usually not looking for 2 responses when I see a notification of the latter response. I hope that makes sense. Basically what I'm saying is I did not see this response at the time that this was going down. I only saw it when I was writing the script for this video. I don't think it's justifiable to send her instructions to harm herself because someone who is so far gone that she genuinely believes you're a demon made a magic video that you know won't work. There is a huge difference between coddling and not egging on someone who is obviously not in a reasonable state of mind in the first place. Fuck, I'd do shit to ward off a real-life demon too. I said to ignore, not coddle. Huge difference. Okay then. There is a lot to address here. In this beginning part of the reply, we'll be getting more into it later, and there's some context that explains why he said this in particular, but what I'll say about it now is, when the fuck did I say that? When did I ever even imply that it's okay to tell anyone to harm themselves for any reason? Fuck off with that strawman bullshit. Also, you absolutely are trying to use mental health as an excuse. In one of your last sentences, you literally say that it makes sense that she would try to harm me and therefore it is okay. You are giving her a pass to harm people because she's mentally ill, or at the very least you think she's mentally ill. If she killed someone she thought was a demon, would you be okay with that too? Because, oh, it makes sense from her point of view. No, that's not how that works. You don't excuse malicious behavior because you think it makes sense. Her intent to harm people is not okay, regardless of how mentally ill she may or may not be. Now, I didn't fully read this next reply at the time, and I don't feel like fully reading it out here, but I do want to point out that in this reply, he directly accuses me of attempting to push her to harm herself. This is one of the reasons I decided to make this video. I take accusations like this extremely seriously. They also accuse me of not taking criticism and don't show evidence of that, which doesn't really matter compared to the earlier claim, but I just thought I'd note. My response to this comment was simply, I'm not reading all this, stop excusing mentally ill people's shitty behavior, shut the fuck up. Now, was his response to this message A, to call me an asshole, B, to continue being polite, C, to make fun of me for having rhoticism, or D, to not respond at all? If you guessed D, you are incorrect. He just made fun of me for having rhoticism. If you don't know, rhoticism is the speech impediment that makes you have trouble saying the R sound. Please stop calling it a lisp, that is a different thing. Wait, Labor Day starts with the letter L, not R. He didn't even mock my speech impediment right, oh my god. Get it, guys? He said mushroom girl instead of mushroom girl because I have a speech impediment. Ha 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 ha. Get it? It's funny. Laugh. Now. Anyway, I responded with, I see. We resort to ableism when we don't get what we want. Alright, Bubba, do you want your sandwich with or without the crust? And he did not respond, so, the sandwich is still waiting for you, buddy. I just need to know whether or not to cut the crust off. Anyway, I made a community post about this because this isn't the first time someone has resorted to ableism when they don't get what they want in a conversation with me. I just think it's insane how people switch from critique to bigotry that fast. They responded with the following. I have a block stutter. I be like, S Shut up. I don't give a fuck. We on equal ground here, girl. Yes, it is funny. I don't care, y'all. Can type a stutter back at me if you want IDGAF. Show the full conversation. I was nothing but polite and courteous until you stated you intentionally did not read what I was saying while putting words in my mouth. Aren't you the one who said it's not the responsibility of others to coddle or be respectful and empathetic towards mental illness and disabilities? 1. I could not give a singular fuck what kind of speech impediment you have. Feel free to make fun of yourself for whatever disabilities you may have. That does not give you a pass to try and make other people feel bad about their own disabilities. That's not how anything works. 2. You being nice to me does not mean I have to take ableist comments from you towards my speech impediment. I do not have to read your comments, and I did not put any words in your mouth. Even if I did, that still does not excuse ableism. 3. No, I did not say anything like that beyond the first 14 words. I said it is not my responsibility to coddle people who are mentally ill when they do shitty things. I did not say it wasn't my responsibility to be respectful and empathetic towards mental illness and disabilities. You are putting words in my mouth. How can you even compare someone literally trying to harm me to just saying my R's weird? If I called Trickiieye a crazy schizo or something shitty like that, then me and you would be on equal standing, but we aren't. Also, by the logic of us being on equal standing, we'd be on equal standing, which makes you a hypocrite, like, blatantly. Did you not notice that when typing this comment? In reply to his own comment, he also claims I make a big talk of taking criticism and taking edgy jokes, which, no, when have I ever said I'm fine with people making fun of my speech impediment, which is what I assume you mean by edgy jokes? What the hell are you on about? And if you mean that I make edgy jokes towards other people, I mean, maybe, depending on your definition of what an edgy joke is, but I would never make a joke at the expense of disabled people unless the specific disabled person I am targeting that joke at is completely okay with it. Anyway, Bugs decided to make a couple community posts too, but before we get into that, we need to discuss a community post by Trickiieye that we haven't discussed yet.
Don't send people instructions to kill themselves when you know they're mentally ill. You're worse than I will ever be. By the way, you just want to see someone die for fun. I censored the instructions so that nobody tries it. MG fans proving they are not here to critique or help me and Crow. You are all so evil.
Alright, let's get some stuff out of the way. I do not support anyone attempting to get anyone to harm or kill themselves. That is deplorable behavior. What the fuck, guys? With that out of the way, I do want to note a few things. I do think getting mad at someone for trying to harm you in reaction to trying to harm someone else is kind of hypocritical. I am not in any way saying it's deserved. It's still disgusting and deplorable, and nobody should be stooping that low. However, by their logic, this does make them a hypocrite. Just thought I'd point that out. Maybe that'll get Trickiieye over here to think more about her point of view and how she loves to dish out harm over small slights but has trouble taking it. Again, it was not deserved in any way. I am simply saying it may be an opportunity for her to think inward about her beliefs on revenge. By her logic that subliminals do actually work, if she wants to harm people for small things, it feels silly to get mad at people for doing the same thing to her. Maybe this is a sign she should not wish harm upon people over slighting her friends. I also do think the assumption that this was made by one of my fans is a bit hasty. This could totally be someone who already doesn't like you and observed this drama from afar. Blaming my fans for it when it's a single unlabeled gimmick and my fans have not given you any reason to believe that they would say something like this is not only an uneducated guess, but is also hypocritical. So I can't assume that the message you allegedly made that had your name on it saying things that you've already said in my YouTube comments was made by you, but you can assume this random fucking message with no sign name and no pattern of behavior was made by a random fan of mine? That's bullshit. Anyway, Bugs reposted this saying the following: "This is the kind of shit I'm saying is not okay, by the way, but apparently Mushroom Girl proudly stands by it because someone made a video that can supposedly magically curse her or cure her of demonic possession or whatever. This is the hypocrisy I'm calling out. You call shit like this critique, but you can't even take back the lightest little jab. Get over yourself." What? When? Why? How? Who? Who are we talking about here? Because surely it isn't me, right? When have I ever said that this behavior was okay? When did I ever call someone giving instructions to kill themselves critique? When have I ever stood behind deplorable behavior like this? Seriously, I want clips. I want screenshots, because this is insane. Fuck strawmanning, this is something else entirely. The next thing I'll be addressing is this last extremely long community post from Bugs, I guess, giving his final thoughts on the situation. Let's just get this bullshit over with. "My response in this screenshot sums up generally my thoughts on this stupid argument that should never have escalated to the point it was by a content creator with a platform. You, as a creator, are far too stubborn and unwilling to take the same criticism you claim to give to others." Can we see some examples of this? If you mean you telling me to not talk about Trickiieye, that's stupid. I don't have to take your criticism. I can talk about whoever I feel like talking about. There was no reason a single common thread you intentionally twisted and self-admittedly did not read needed to be a micro-drama commentary. 'Twas not a single thread, 'twas multiple threads and community posts from multiple people. Get it right. If all this was one thread, I wouldn't be making a video on it because that would be an extremely boring video. What made me want to make this video was not the single thread that started it, but the fact that you and Trickiieye keep making false claims about me. And maybe you feel differently, but I do take claims that I like to push people to kill themselves pretty damn serious, because it's a serious accusation, and you should be treating it as such. You are incapable of having a one-on-one discussion because you view every conversation as a debate to be won and an opportunity to rage bait people for content's sake. Rage bait mentioned. Jokes aside, I don't want to have a discussion with people who don't respect me or my disabilities. I'm not rage baiting for content. You just got mad at me because you disagreed with me over something and started accusing me of disgusting things with no evidence. Trick wishing harm upon you was obviously and objectively not okay. I never argued that. You kind of did, though. You were saying I should just let them keep doing this shitty behavior instead of calling it out, I guess. What I did say was that it was disturbing how your community dogpiled someone who is clearly having some kind of mental health crisis or episode. That is simply your assumption. There's been no actual statement from Trickiieye, Crow, or anyone else who actually knows Trickiieye that they are having an episode or mental breakdown or whatever. And again, being in a mental health episode does not mean I have to give someone a pass for being genuinely fucking sadistic. I am 100% allowed to make public statements clowning on someone for trying to hurt me, and trying to push her further and further into that dangerous mindset in hopes she really does harm someone or herself. When the hell did you get the idea that that was my intention? Maybe it was the intention of the singular user who made that singular straw page message, but how does that correlate to me or my fans' intentions? What the fuck is wrong with you?
That is not appropriate, and all I asked was for some kind of disapproval. It could be as simple as a community post telling your fans that the behavior is not okay.
So you wanted me to show disapproval of the behavior committed on Straw Page? Then fucking say that! Ask, hey MG, you don't stand by this, right? Don't assume I do when I didn't even see the post Trickiieye made until the day after. Jesus fuck, give me some time to form a response. You're accusing me of supporting deplorable shit just because I didn't respond to a damn community post on the hour.
Sending someone in crisis a step-by-step instruction for how to locate an artery and how to cut it in a way to cause loss of life is something that could have had very real, very permanent consequences.
No fucking shit, Sherlock. What's next? Cyanide is poisonous and that's MG's fault for some reason.
This is not me saying that the way she treated you is okay either. You twisted my words and built up a straw man. You were responding to me claiming I was excusing her and telling you to coddle her. That is not what I said.
That quite literally is what you said. When someone does something malicious, I clown on them. Any mental disorders they may or may not have is entirely irrelevant because mental illness does not excuse intentionally malicious behavior. And you are trying to say that I should ignore this intentionally malicious behavior simply because that person may be mentally ill.
Unfortunately, you self-admittedly did not read. I will apologize for the low blow I took at you. It was inappropriate and wrong for me to take a shot at your speech impediment. As someone with a stutter myself, I acted impulsively and saw it as something that I was in a position where I could take a jab at someone. I reacted out of anger and it was not okay for me to do so. I was not able to react with empathy and understanding due to the fact that you were very dismissive over how your fan base treats the people you criticize.
You mean the singular anonymous individual? One person that may or may not be part of a fan base does not represent that entire fan base. You're acting like just because one person did a bad thing, that means my fans have a pattern of that behavior. That's not how anything works. This is not my fans' fault. This is the fault of the individual who did it.
I personally believe suicide or the potential to cause someone's suicide is something that should never be used as rage bait, and the fact that you were treating it so lightly led to me wanting to hit as low as you were going.
When did I take the Straw Page situation lightly? I have not even discussed it yet until this video. You're lying through your fucking teeth. I can't take something lightly when I just heard about it and haven't even formulated a response yet.
This is my fault. I should not have stooped to your level, and acting impulsively out of anger is not an excuse, even as someone with a stutter. OG conversation that sparked this is also included below. I know you will not read any of this and will probably just make a video cutting all content or anything else, but I'm leaving it here for my own peace of mind and cleaning up my profile. There was no microdrama or anything to be made until you escalated.
I escalated? You accused me of standing by a Straw Page message telling someone to kill themselves and exactly how they should do it before I was even aware the message existed. I didn't even feel the urge to make a video about this until you started hurling serious claims at me. Fuck off. The last thing I want to address is this community post by Trickiieye, which I just kind of think is funny.
That will be the last of me talking about MG unless she drags it on herself, because I think her fans are way too rabid for someone with only 90 subs to handle on her own.
Oh, you mean the one person who said something shitty to you? That one person who you aren't even sure is a fan of mine? Yeah, blame this on the fans, not on the singular shitty person in your Straw Page. And yes, there are a couple other comments that she has gotten on her straw page that are quite nasty and that I would never support anyone sending messages like that, such as one that simply says retard and one that says keys, which if you don't know means kill yourself. People say that so they can get away with filters that filter out KYS, so they say keys instead so it doesn't get filtered out, basically. Both of those comments have no actual connection to me. There's no mention of the drama or anything relating to me in any way, meaning this could just be by a random person who just doesn't like you because, I don't know if you know this, but underground subliminals are kinda fucking controversial. It makes sense that people are going to say shitty and nasty things to you because you are in a controversial and harmful community. That doesn't mean it's okay, but the point I'm trying to make is that that doesn't automatically mean that it's coming from me or my fans. And I know that you're probably going to point to the other comments that do actually mention the drama, but the issue with that is that none of those comments are actually harassment. They're simply harsh criticism. For example, your subliminal isn't going to kill MG dumbass, it's not real, you aren't scary. That's just the truth. I don't know what to tell you. If you're angry at people for getting mad and calling you a dumbass and telling you that your dumb magic shit isn't going to work on me, I don't know what to tell you. Get tougher skin, because you can't be trying to hurt people and then get mad when people, like, criticize you in a harsh way. That's bullshit, I'm sorry. Then there's MGW, which doesn't actually mean much and isn't harassment. That's just someone being mildly annoying. Like, yeah, I don't personally endorse these comments, not because they're harmful or anything, but just because they're kind of annoying and they don't really mean anything. And if you think I'm correct, like, just say that. Like, just say, like, I think MG was in the right. Like, I don't know, it feels kind of immature, but, like, I don't really care that much because it doesn't matter. If I complained about every mildly annoying straw page message I got, I would be complaining for hours, trust me. There's also, you really think you're some edgelord or something, which I don't know if this is by one of my fans or is even related to the drama in any way, because, I mean, regardless of whether you know about this drama or not, they do come off as a massive edgelord, and I mean, again, this is just kind of true. Like, this is just like a true statement. Like, you clearly think you're some kind of edgelord making videos trying to hex people, making subliminals to give yourself, various different mental disorders. Like, this is just edgelord behavior, right? Like, this is just a true statement. This isn't harassment. Here's another one that says, it's not that deep. If being called out bothers you so much, get off the internet. And honestly, this person says it better than I ever could. This is just a true statement. This is just true. This is correct. Like, this is just somebody giving you a truth bomb. I'm sorry if you can't handle that. If you can't handle people online criticizing you for doing shitty things after doing shitty things, don't be on the internet or don't do shitty things. That's just how the world works, and if you can't handle that, that is entirely a skill issue. Don't put that on me. Anyway, the point is, there's only one actual straw page message that does both harass you and mention the drama, and it's this one. So this is really the only one you're actually able to use, because the other ones don't actually mean anything towards this situation in particular, or are literally just people giving you criticism, and therefore isn't actually harassment or bullying or whatever you want to claim it is.
Just remember that I have been vindicated and proven I am right to have hexed her.
Oh yeah, I guess she made a hex video for me too. Thanks, girlie! We'll be talking more about that at the end of the video, but for now, just, like, keep that in mind, that not only did she make a subliminal to cause harm towards me, but she also literally tried to hex me.
And her supporters due to their evil behaviors.
So, you're hexing over 5,000 people because one person did a shitty thing and a couple others criticized you. Tricky, you are a specimen. Hey MG fans, tell me in the comments whether or not you're feeling her hex yet.
They need to learn the discipline and pain that comes with a hex to learn to be good people. I will make some positive subs for the time being as a distraction. Please stay safe, everyone.
Does the stay safe cancel out the hex or whatever? Let's just see what this hex is about. Oh my god, Bugs is literally in the comments supporting and endorsing behavior that he claimed was delusional and that I was evil for apparently endorsing. Why didn't I suspect this? Like, really, this really does seem like the kind of thing that this petty asshole would do. I assume he's doing it because he knows that it would make me mildly annoyed if he actually did support these creators, but he's literally engaging in behavior that he claimed was delusional and extremely harmful to be pushing people deeper into. Literally look at the kinds of things he says in his comments and community posts. He directly says that it is harmful to push people farther into these beliefs, which apparently I'm doing by criticizing and making fun of this person for these beliefs, but he isn't doing by directly endorsing them and saying they work, which, you know, is 10 times worse than anything I was doing. He even directly says multiple times, I'm pretty sure, that this behavior is delusional and insane. You know, I think the moral to this story is that everyone in the UGSC is fucking insane. And not only that, but the people who endorse and excuse their behavior while claiming to not be in the community or to be neutral or whatever, end up being members of this fuck-ass cult. Like, really, I think the C in UGSC stands for cult, not community, because that's what this is feeling like. This feels like a cult. This doesn't feel like a regular, reasonable community of individuals where everyone differs. This feels like a cult of a bunch of people who are trying to be a hive mind. Like, that's what it feels like to me. Yippee! Another cut-in. Well, during the editing of this video, something else happened and I do feel the need to address it. As you can see on the screen, there was, either a individual or multiple individuals on this person's straw page directly saying that they come from my Discord server and that they were planning to dox them, assumably in 5 days. Now, this is based on something that Cauldron said in the comments that said 5 days. Apparently that's a reference to, like, Bleach the anime or something. I don't know. I don't watch anime. But I actually DM'd Cauldron because I assumed they were the person who was doing this, and they're actually in my Discord server. So, you know, obviously I'm going to confront them, and if I find out it's them, I'm going to ban them. And they gave me a very detailed explanation explaining that they are not the person who did it. That does not mean that they concretely were not the person who did it, but the only thing that they are involved with is the public YouTube comments and not the straw page comments, according to them. And I will put all that stuff will be on screen. But I do want to just clarify that no, my server is not running some kind of doxing campaign against this person. Anyone is free to join my server, get verified, and look, like, just use your eyes, look through the channels. You're not gonna find anything like that, because my server doesn't do that. And yes, it may be someone who is in my server who did send those messages, but there is no actual doxing campaign going on in the server. So even if it is true that they are from the server, they are not public about them being the one to say that, because they would immediately get banned, because we don't tolerate that kind of bullshit in our server. We don't tolerate people threatening to dox people, even if it's meant to be a troll or a joke or anything like that. That behavior is not okay, and I do not endorse anything of this nature, and I just want to make that very clear. Anyway, I'm going to go to sleep knowing that I'm happy and whimsical while these freaks trying to cast magic spells on me are seething and coping. Have a great day, and goodbye.